Serious flat earthers, why haven't you gotten a pilot's license so you can fly to the edge of the earth and prove your theories? It's not about what they believe, it's about the feeling of belonging that many people crave or are even addicted to. As cults go, it's fairly benign one. We're fine with people claiming that they eat the body of Christ in communions or whatever. You can say they don't think it's literal, but it was literal to many until Reformation. So one can claim that to believe in flat earth is like believing in what's in front of your eyes and rejecting authority. And having a pretty outrageous claim is good signal to find like-minded people, like claiming that the Son of God resurrected in 3 days. I have asked at job interviews, lab science jobs, whether they thought the earth was flat or a sphere. 100 answer sphere. Follow-up questions. Why do you think this? Blank stares. Because I learned it in school, because I saw pictures. Some confusing thoughts about ships in the ocean which they themselves were never terrible answers. Only 1 or 2 answered clearly and convincingly. I give lots of credit to some flat earthers on this account. They at least follow their own thoughts and observations. Some, I don't actually think flat earth is about believing the earth is flat. It's about not believing what the government tells you. At least that's what I tell myself, because I genuinely don't believe how someone can think the earth is flat. If you do genuinely think the earth is flat, I honestly think you need to see a doctor because you're mentally ill. Because if they did that, they would find out that you actually can indeed fly directly from Santiago, Chile to Melbourne, Australia non-stop whilst staying in the southern hemisphere near but not directly over the South Pole. There are a few episodes of the podcast Behind the Bastards on this topic. Turns out it's not a belief in a flat earth but a dog whistle for neo-Nazis. They look into some of the flat earth literature and it barely talks about the earth. It's mostly about the Jews hoarding the global wealth and other similar dumb shit. We are not allowed to go to the edge. About every country in the world works together to keep people away. The longest standing unbroken treaty between countries. If you go, you will be met and told to turn around by military force. And if you don't comply, then you die. Serious answer. I would imagine the irony is that flat earthers wouldn't have the general intelligence needed to become a pilot and prove the theory wrong. Literally believing in a theory like flat earth implies there are certain cognitive limitations at play. A flat earther, Mike Hughes, built a rocket to test his ideas. He launched himself but didn't achieve a great height. He was slightly hurt in the landing. A second attempt was made that managed to go slightly higher. The landing was not successful. R.I.P. Mike. Flat earthers aren't really that different from anyone answering online. They just argue with most things, assert they are always right and stick to their view regardless of the evidence to the contrary. A lot of people behave this way. If they can imagine a reason, they will imagine a reason. You don't have to ask any flat earther why they believe what they do, because there is no good reason and you will live the conversation unsatisfied and they unenlightened. After all the yak about this, you would think one of these people would come up with a video or photograph of the edge, maybe the circumference, or even the Great Autumn. All we get is unimaginative bullshit. In the Netflix documentary, they asked one of them that same question and they said aerospace companies use visual effects to make the windows lie or something to that effect. Is anyone else disappointed there is not one flat earther on this thread trying to convince us they are right and we are all idiots? Lower intelligence, lower education, lower income. A large proportion hang out in their unfinished garage because the house is trash. Lol. You are not going to get a single actual flat earther to respond to this post. And if they do, everyone will downvote them to hell. Think of it this way. This of the dumbest motherfucker, you remember that 50% the population is stupider than them. Planes are fake. They'll just put you in a simulator so you think you're flying when you're actually on the ground still. To get your license you need to understand the Coriolis effect, which flies in the face of flat earth theories. Well, that one guy was killed in rocket crash. He wanted to prove Earth was flat by using a homemade rocket. There is never a flat earther that answers these questions because getting downvoted is a legit worry. Was wondering that myself. Why not get a pilot's license and find out for your fellow flat earthers? I believe their claim is that Earth's magnetic field causes aircraft to circle as it nears the edge. There is absolutely no way to utilize logical thought processes with people who are so logical. Flat earthers aren't actually real, they're just edgy people that want to be contrarian for memes. First of all, where on a map is the edge? Even without flying. Why can't you just go there? I wish someone would fly to the edge of the precipice and let me know how the ocean stays full. Because it takes a substantial amount of intellect to obtain even the private pilot license. If I was a flat earther, I'd be paranoid big government would try to silence me. Same reason why you haven't gotten a pilot's license to prove the Earth is round. You don't even need to go that far. A weather balloon and a GoPro would suffice. Asking for someone among them to tie their own shoelaces is challenge enough. See, flat earthers are too stupid to be able to acquire a pilot's license. You're not getting through the firmament, they're load-bearing walls. They've already done experiments that disprove their theories. Lamau, if the Earth were truly flat, we'd have packaged tours to the edge. Never underestimate the power of ignorance mixed with confidence.